Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to set up my bullet journal for October with you. Since October always feels cozy, festive and a little magical, I wanted this month's theme to feel whimsical but still soft and calming. I will walk you through the design choices, the spread I'm using and some tips for how I plan my month. Well, first I am going to use Micron 01 black pen for the cover page. I drew Fluffy Ghost, which had on some cozy cloud and even a tiny cat sitting in a bubbling pot. Because I love mixing cute with spooky, I think adding little story-like elements makes the spread more fun to look at every day. The main highlight of the theme is these doodle sketch. The doodles are a mix of cozy autumn icons and fun Halloween touches. You will see pumpkins in different sizes, some fallen leaves scattered around, and even a tiny witch hat sitting on a cloud. These little details instantly say October without making the page too heavy or too decorated. I also added some light-hearted doodles like stars, clouds. It might seem random, but these little elements make the page feel personal and playful, more like a scrapbook than just a calendar. To keep the cover page balanced, I used pastel brush pens for the doodles instead of dark shades. The pumpkins are in soft orange, the clouds in muted yellow and browns, and the stars in pale yellow. This gives the whole page a cozy, dreamy aesthetic instead of being too dark or spooky. One of the things that make this cover page stand out is the use of pastel colors. Instead of going for dark blacks, bright oranges, or heavy browns, which are usually linked with October and Halloween, I decided to soften something or everything with pastels. Pastel shades are basically lighter, muted version of bold colors. They feel dreamy, calmy, and give the page a gentle aesthetic. It's like seeing the season through a cozy, hazy filter instead of a harsh spotlight. Another thing about pastel is how easily they blend together. Even if you mix multiple colors like oranges, pinks, yellow, and blues, they don't clash. They sit softly next to each other, creating a balanced, almost watercolor-like effect. This harmony makes the page look more put together, even if the doodles are random. Now I'm using my Tombow calligraphy pen with hard tip to add boldness to the few ghosty doodles to make it stand out a little. To tie everything together, I used a yellow gingham washi tape design along the bottom. This adds texture and balances out all the doodles so the page doesn't feel too crowded. Honestly, I was so inspired by great washi tape designs, so I ended up making this lace pattern tape on the bottom. I'm sure there are similar tapes available in the market, but currently I bought around 50 washi tapes last month and I'm putting a break on myself to buy more. So I ended up drawing the washi tape design on the spread instead. For the lettering, I wanted it to feel a little drippy, like melting candy or slime, but still cute. I outlined the letters with a Tombow calligraphy pen with hard tip, then shaded with purple brush pen to give them some depth. You might not see the purple yet, but after setting up the left page of the spread, I decided to add purple to the letters. So mostly I used Dom's brush pens and Tombow calligraphy pens, and for the outline I used fine liners to add sparkles and tiny stars. That extra step really makes the page pop. If you don't have these exact pens, any pastel highlighters or color pencil would work as well. On the left side of my October setup, I created a quote page. I love including a motivational phrase each month because it sets the tone for how I want to approach my goals and challenges. For October, I chose the quote, you can do big scary things. I thought this was perfect for this season since October is all about spooky vibes, but instead of being scary in a negative way, it's about encouraging myself to face challenges with courage. I designed the code inside a big golden frame, almost like a hanging signboard. To make it fun, I added a little ghost peeking around the corners. Their playful faces help balance out the scary part of the message and keep it lighthearted. This page is really about mindset for me. Sometimes in life and even in creative projects, we hold ourselves back because things feel intimidating. Having this reminder in my bullet journal helps me push through those moments. If you like using quotes too, my tip is choose one that speaks to how you want to feel this month. It doesn't have to match the theme perfectly, but when you decorate around it, it will naturally blend in. And I'm adding the same washi tape design that I added in the cover page to make it all look blend together. And lastly, I am adding these cute stickers randomly on the spread. So that's my October code and cover page. I love how the ghosts add a bit of a humor and charm to the message. Moving forward, I am going to set up my monthly overview and my content tracker. I love having these pages because they keep me organized and help me see the big picture for the month. At the top, I decorated with little doodles of ghosts and stars to tie in the October theme. I try not to go too heavy on the decorations here, so the page stays functional. And I'm using the same wobbly mandated wax type of font that I used in the cover page. I always love using the corners for doodles because they anchor the layout and balance out all the empty spaces around the calendar boxes. So I thought this doodle of pumpkin would be fun to place it here because it instantly connects with the cozy October vibe. I used pastel shades again, nothing too bold. Notice how the softer colors keep it playful instead of making it pop too harshly. It blends smoothly into the spread but still adds a little moment of joy when your eyes land on it. The bottom corner could have easily been left blank, but little details like this prevents the spread from feeling too empty. Doodles in corners work like visual bookmarks. They guide your eyes around the page and make the whole spread look more intentional. I made a simple monthly log. I kept the boxes big enough so I can jot down events, deadlines, and any reminders. I used a warm orange highlighter for the dividers so it feels bright and seasonal, but still easy to read. And below I added a notes section. It's just an open space where I can brain dump ideas, lists, or any random that comes up during the month. On the left, I decorated the corner. The doodle here is a stack of pumpkins with cute faces because nothing says October more than pumpkins. I created this big vertical box where I will be putting my content ideas of the month. I use this to keep track of my content uploads and my follower count across the platforms. It's a very nice way to see progress visually and it motivates me to stay consistent. This spread is so practical for me because I can see all my monthly commitments at a glance and also keep track of my content in one place. If you're also creating a monthly overview, my tip is keep your calendar layout simple so it's easy to use and then have fun decorating around it. That way you will actually want to come back and fill it in every day. And that's my monthly log and content tracker. I love how the pumpkins and ghosts bring everything together while still keeping the pages super functional, and I ended up using this wooden stab in the corner. Next, let's set up my mood and habit trackers. These are some of my favorite spreads because they keep me mindful throughout the month and also give me a creative way to reflect on my routines. For the mood tracker this month, I actually went with a very similar layout as September. As you can see here, the design worked really well for me, so I thought why not carry it into October too. Consistency helped me track my emotions more clearly, and it makes it easier to reflect back at the end of the month. This time, instead of just coloring shapes, I use little ghost doodles to represent different moods. Each ghost has a slightly different expression to match how I might be feeling on that day. A happy ghost with a wide smile for good, cheerful days, and spooky or mischievous ghost for when I'm just in a playful, silly mood. I love this method because it turns something as abstract as emotions into a fun visual page. It's not just about tracking moods, it's about seeing patterns, like if I had more happy ghosts this month, or if there were weeks with more tired or sad ones. And the best part, it doesn't feel like a chore. It feels playful, creative, and very October themed. I used a circle layout with different mood written out, like joyful, peaceful, and harmful. Each day I will color in a circle to reflect on how I was feeling. On the right, I added a cute pumpkin at the top to tie in with my October theme, and beneath this doodle, I made an expense tracker for the month. I created a simple habit tracker using mini calendars. I have used silicone stems to ace up my work here. All the stationery will be linked down in the description along with the discount codes, so make sure to check it out later. Each one is dedicated to a different habit I want to focus on this month, like journaling, workouts, studying, and hydrating myself. I highlight the day whenever I complete that habit, and by the end of the month, it's so satisfying to see the little blocks filling up. It also shows me which areas I need to improve on. I love these trackers because they are both functional and creative. They help me stay consistent with healthy habits and also remind me to check in with myself emotionally. If you are setting up your own, my tip is keep it simple enough that you will actually use it. And that's my October mood and habit tracker. Finally, I'm going to set up my first weekly spread for October. This is where I spend the most time in my journal. So I always make sure the layout is both functional and fun to use. I like using a simple rectangular format because it gives me structure without feeling too cramped. For decorations, I carried over the cozy, whimsical theme from the earlier spreads. There's a fluffy cloud wearing a witch hat and a smiley cat cloud. I also added pops of yellow gingham and tiny stars around the page so it doesn't look too plain, but still leaves plenty of writing space. I included a notes box on the left, which I usually use for random thoughts, shopping lists, or little things I don't want to forget. It's also a great place to brain dump a few things. This weekly layout is simple but really flexible. It gives me enough space to plan productively while still feeling cozy and inspiring. If you are creating your own weekly spreads, my tip is don't overcomplicate it. Stay with enough space for your daily task, then decorate around the edges with doodles or washi tape. That way your spread stays functional but still feels personal. Let's wrap this spread up with cute little orange stickers. I ended up using this stamp that I recently ordered because I was feeling a little bumpy about how empty the spread was looking. And that's my first weekly spread for October. I love how it ties in with the rest of the setup, and I can't wait to fill it with plans and little memories throughout the week. Let's have a quick flip through of the entire setup so you can see how everything comes together. I really enjoyed keeping the vibe light, pastel, and cozy this month, and I feel like it captures the October in a softer, more playful way. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. It truly means a lot. Until next time, happy journaling and see you guys in the next video.